What are some of the other requirements for somebody who's considering being an S-corp?
Yeah. So since as an owner of the business, as an officer, you are required to be on salary. If your business has never had employees before, if you're the first employee to your business, that will require you to begin payroll so that you can have an official officer salary. What that entails is registering the business for state payroll accounts, federal payroll accounts if you don't have any yet. And it can be a little bit of a tedious task. I know we offer this service for our clients, so it can be completely hands off for you, but registering for those payroll accounts will be necessary. And then you'll need some type of payroll system or payroll provider to calculate and file and pay all of the payroll taxes for you on your business's behalf. I know we use a service called Gusto. So if all of your employees are in the same state, the fee for that is about $40 a month and $6 per employee, just so you kind of know what you're working with.
It's pretty cheap now. Like, I think payroll processing used to be a barrier for entry here because we had to work with our CPA firm or we had to work with an ADP or Paychex. And Gusto has really, I think, made their mark in the industry for entrepreneurship because that's very affordable. Like if you're considering becoming an S-corp, the $45, $50 a month, it's pretty darn affordable.
I know there is no reason you should be manually calculating, manually filling out, and paper mailing forms in for payroll. At $46 a month, it would be silly not to use a payroll provider like that. And then, of course, bookkeeping. And like Danielle mentioned at the beginning of this episode, it has to be accurate. So much is riding on this. I know I touched on that basis word before. This really comes into play here. Making sure your bookkeeping is accurate for your basis is really important. Of course, making financial decisions is important as well. But when we're talking about S-corp specifically, we have to know where everything is going.
Yeah, I think when we think about the cost of becoming an S-corp, the main costs are payroll provider, bookkeeping service, because 99% of business owners are not accounting experts and shouldn't be doing their bookkeeping. They don't have time for it. So we need to make sure that we have a bookkeeping service, and then the tax filing. So because you are now an S-corp, there is an additional filing fee. So I think those are the three main costs that I can think of that are going to need to be considered as a business owner. But again, if you're bringing home $50,000 plus in income, those dollars aren't breaking the bank.
That's right. And that's one of the reasons why we do say to be around $50,000. The additional costs of being an S-corp are outweighed by the tax savings. And then I touched on this earlier, but separating business from personal is a necessity. It's required as an S-corp. So making sure that you are ready to separate everything from the beginning of the year that you're going to be an S-corp moving forward. If you are one of those that are like, I'm not, it's fine. I will never be able to separate business and personal. I've heard it quite a few times. Then you're not ready.